So I think after 10 and a half days, it's time for a little stretch.
Mm-hmm. Hey there, nomads of lore. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jonathan.
Today, we are going to be taking a stretch, a 7th inning stretch, or 7th book stretch. So, we are both halfway through the Wheel of Time series. Depending on when we decide to release this, you may or may not have seen our reviews. We may be through book 3 or book 2 or whatever, but as of recording this, we have listened to 10 and a half hours, 10 and a half days worth of content. We are firmly entrenched. It's too far in to turn back now.
There's no turning back.
And so we thought we would make a video that was a little less formal and discuss some of our thoughts about the series so far, and maybe some predictions for the future, and so we can see how wrong we are and all those other things.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're going to be way wrong.
Let's get started.
Cool. So, well, there's lots of stuff going on as of book 7. We've got the, Matt and, we got Rand, who is definitely the Dragon Reborn and finally has accepted that.
Yeah, so much that he's kicking people off of thrones.
Yeah, taking that responsibility and taking charge and taking names and all the things. He started his own little farm of merry little men to do his bidding. Yeah. Probably not merry men, Ashaman. Yeah. and they are freaking awesome. That scene is awesome. But so there's lots going on with him. Some stuff going on with the girls.
The White Tower is
in bad shape.
Split 6 ways from Sunday. There's the Hall of the Tower that's in exile, which now Egwene is the Amerlin seat.
Saw that coming.
Yeah, well, we saw it coming from dreams. That we didn't know it was going to be this way, but so that's gone on. Nynaeve can now channel without pulling her hair out.
Finally, no more pulling the braid.
And all it took was almost drowning.
That's right. And seeing Lan again.
Well, yeah, oh, Lan, he makes me whatever.
Weak in the knees.
Yeah. So that's going on. Elaine is there since they did the whole Roll of the Wind thing, or they're about to, or whatever. I've listened to a little bit of book 8. Do they do that in there? I don't know. No. Well, even if they hadn't done it, we know that that's about to happen. Either way, I don't remember whether that's the end of the book, this book, or the very beginning of the next book. But either way, it's going to happen. Yep. But because all that's going, Elaine is about to head to Andor to become queen, and so that's crazy. Of course, her mother is not dead. We know that. The readers know that. That she's very much alive. And if she would just come and say, "Hey, I'm here," then a lot of things would get fixed. But so I'm curious to see what happens with that. Say what other big things are there?
Still dealing with Fael and her extreme. What is it called? Her
moodiness.
Well,
and,
jealousy,
and
oh my gosh, I'm about over that.
Yeah, that's super frustrating because honestly, Perrin was one of my favorite characters for a long time. Like at the beginning of the book, which is why I don't remember what book it was, but he was totally at maybe the 3rd book. No, it wasn't the 3rd book, maybe the 4th book. One of them, he's totally absent. He gets 0 page time, and so that was frustrating. And then he gets some cool stuff. He gets to go back and becomes Lord Perrin, and that's cool. And I liked the beginning of the Fael thing with him. And then he's just turned into this pushover, and Fael and him were a cool relationship. That was a neat deal. And now she's just the most untrustworthy, jealous mess.
It's kind of funny because he's never shown any sign of.
And he's bending over backwards to try to show her.
He hasn't ever I mean, I guess he did get caught kissing Bellarine, but Barrelane,
because she sabotaged.
But she did it. It wasn't him, and that should have been obvious. I mean, Anyway, yes.
Yeah, that's
annoying.
That's frustrating.
I'm trying to think where Matt is at this point.
Matt's with the girls.
Oh yeah,
because that's fun. With not Fael. What's the Aiel girl? The third
love
of Rand.
Yeah,
Avienda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think she's my favorite.
She's
her and Min, they're both really good.
Yeah,
anyway,
we haven't gotten much Min page time in a while, so we'll see what happens there. But her and Elaine and Nynaeve and convincing them that they have toe towards Matt and all of that stuff, where they're like groveling to him, and waiting on him hand and foot, and he has no idea what to do with this new thing. That's quite comical. It is. And he's kind of coming into his own, which is kind of cool. He hasn't gotten as much page time, but he's an interesting character. My children are learning the power of pausing. I don't know what that means, but I hear them
pausing or potty.
Hopefully they've learned the power of potty by now. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on in the universe that we're thinking. So what are some of our predictions and guesses for the future of the series?
All right. Well, I think finally, I hope Fael will get over herself, and they'll find it kind of fall back in love. And I think that Berlane.
I think Fael turns bad. My guess.
Oh, you think so?
I do. I think so.
Oh, wow. I never actually considered that.
But I think that would be intriguing, because that would be a gigantic. I don't know if I think, but that would be a very big quandary for Perrin to figure out.
It would be interesting to see Berlane kind of come full circle and become. Because she's not ever been bad
in Min's like vision. She saw a falcon, and what was the other? She saw two things with Perrin. Two creatures.
True. I don't remember what the other one was.
I don't think it was a hawk or something. I don't remember. I have to go back and look and stuff. But there was two. So either there's another woman, which could be Berylane, which I actually I don't know. Other than her manipulating of Perrin and whatever else, I've enjoyed some of her character. It's been funny, and I'd really like the scene with her and Rand is hilarious, where she tries to seduce him, and then he kind of almost tries to kill her, and she goes running out terrified. But so I don't know. It would be cool for them to figure out what they're doing. I think based on her mother seeing their parents scene, I think Fael just wants him to basically tell her to shut up and do what he wants.
Herself,
and he's not, and he doesn't know
take charge in the relationship.
Something like that. I don't know, that there's kind of these weird stereotype.
I kind of want to know what his. I enjoy him a lot too. I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's one of my favorites, and I'm kind of intrigued on what they're gonna make his full abilities, like what he's going to eventually be able to do. Is that turn?
Well, all these other kind of side magics, are intriguing. There's several things that are like, it's kind of like from Chronicles of Narnia, the deep magic. There's these old forgotten things, with that, and whatever's going on with Matt, and so I'm curious to. I am expecting and hopeful that we see some of that stuff kind of fleshed out. We're starting to kind of sort of understand the one power and all that stuff. Although in book 7 there was a distinction made and you said you talked this way at one point. It was before, and I don't remember them ever making a distinction, but there was a distinction. I feel like it was in like one of the prologue scenes or at where the Dark One is, where it's called Shell Gul. It was one of those scenes, I think, but there was a distinction made between the true power and the one power and the true power. There was a distinction made. Mm-hmm. Like it's two different things, and so I don't know what that means and what's going on with that. And I also don't know, the creators brought up a lot. I don't know if that's just a a westernizing of this view, or if there's
the creator,
or if there's or what. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see too. I really think there's going to be a very odd coexisting of Rand, Min, Elaine, and Avienda.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be a weird coexisting between the three of them because it's been leading up to that this whole time. There's
I don't know that I'm excited about that, honestly.
Yeah, there's like I think it's going to be like some weird polygamous like group of girls and him, and I don't really know.
I don't know.
I do know that I think the climax of the whole thing, this is like, ending the whole book. I think he is going to have to, I think it's been leading up to this, and I'm not 100% sure because I don't know, but I think he's going to have to sacrifice himself. I don't know if that includes some of the other, I don't know if that's also Matt and Perrin, all three of them having to sacrifice themselves, or if it's just him. But I think something's going to happen with the Dark One, and in order to stop him, or to stop the wheel, or to probably not break the wheel, I doubt that's the thing. But in order to stop the Dark One, or to put him back away, or whatever they have to do, we
could go into almost a balancing thing and combining, and basically the eternal struggle type thing. It could go into something like that. I could see that type of thing, but which would still be sacrificing.
It'd be interesting to see also, like, I know you've never, and this is big spoiler for the Dark Tower people, and I'm sure you don't care if I tell you this, right?
Not really.
So the end of the Dark Tower is the fact that the all the books come full circle, and at the end you start the beginning again because it's on a wheel. And so it'd be interesting to see if he did something like that.
It almost either has to be that or the wheel of time is broken. I mean, those are really the only two real options.
Yep.
Because the way that the world works in these books.
And I've never really put it together until just now that there's this wheel of time, and there's the Dark Tower, and then there's Game of Thrones. All three of these have
circular
kind of this
worlds.
wheel circular thing. It's kind of I guess it's Middle Eastern kind of stuff, for sure.
Influenced by.
Influenced by. It's very interesting and intriguing. It's a cool concept, for sure.
Which is funny because it is very Eastern, Middle Eastern. Religion wise, is the whole time is a wheel, time is circular thing. But all three of those stories, well, two of them for sure, Dark Tower is kind of everywhere because
Stephen King.
Yeah, but two of those for sure are very Western culture. I mean, I know Wheel of Time has got some more Middle Eastern influences with like the Aiel and whatever, and some of the others. But like as far as the main story core bits, they're very Western, very English,
and that's the same with well, even Dark Tower. Dark Tower is like
I thought it was
a Western kind of thing. It is a Western, and Game of Thrones has very big world view. It's got everything, but it's got a lot of Western. What was I going to say? Side note and disclaimer. Definitely not saying if you watch our content that we pretty much keep things clean and try to definitely warn y'all of stuff. I would not just go off and watch Game of Thrones or read The Dark Tower. Both of those are have a lot of not so great stuff in them. I definitely have to read
content.
Content aware. And read with a grain of salt if you're going to. You can definitely. There's some good places online to find all the content that you're going to find in those books, the adult content that you're going to find before you read them.
So that
so that you know what's going on.
So you can
And don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but I just wanted to let y'all guys know. So, yeah. So that's my big one is that the ending. He either gets sacrificed or it starts over or something of that.
One
that
prediction
note.
that I've had since basically right after the first event is I am pretty sure that Moraine and probably even Lanfear are coming back. They're either not straight up not dead or they're going to become undead. But not zombies, probably.
Yeah, no.
That would be. I think I'd quit reading if we got zombies.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm pretty sure.
I think they're coming back. Partially because of the whole fantasy thing. No body, no death.
No death.
Partially because of that. But and it honestly, if I would not be sad. I think Moraine's an awesome character. So in that sense, I would. But from a literature and looking at the story, it would be intriguing if she stayed dead. Yeah. I don't think she's going to. I think she's coming back.
I think it would also it could be also redeemed if she did come back, that she again had to die or again had to sacrifice herself. I agree with you. I think there's a little bit to be gleaned again from Game of Thrones. I'm going to say it. George R.R. Martin, for everything anybody says about him as far as his writing, he is definitely cutting edge in the idea of killing off people that you love, and it gives a sense of urgency,
real danger,
realistic. It's like even though this hero is the main hero and they have all these powers, they can still die at any time, and so some of that is I think would be awesome to kind of integrate. I don't think Robert Jordan's necessarily going to do that, but I may be wrong.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I'm sure some people that we care about are definitely going to die. I hope Loyal doesn't have also kind of thought for a long time.
Loyal has been out basically,
I know,
which is frustrating.
Books.
I was hoping that he would get. They start.
It's almost like he's Robert Jordan's being racist in the fact that Loyal's race. I don't know. He's taken him almost completely out, and there's nothing about him.
They did the whole thing where his mother was looking for him with the girl, whatever her name was, the girl Ogier.
Oh yeah,
and his Loyal was
wife almost.
Yeah, and Loyal was worried about that, and then he thought, oh, it's her. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. and that's basically the last thing we've heard about him for several books. He's which is like nothing. I mean. Yeah. I don't know. He did all these cool things. He helped Perrin shut the way gate, and did this all.
Got him through the ways, and
whatever. And love to see some. He basically has had zero character arc, and characters don't have to have character arc. I mean, we were talking earlier about Avatar, and one of both of our favorite characters is Toph, and she has very little character arc, but she's amazing, and so it's not that you have to change a lot. During the scope of a story, but I don't know. He's underutilized.
We would love to just give him some more, and I'm sure, hopefully, sometime we still got another probably 10+ days, maybe longer,
at least
to get through the end. So I'm sure we'll see him again. Hopefully there'll be some. Cool
that's one of the most frustrating things about the length and the way Robert Jordan writes is he focuses on a piece at a time, which is fine, but you end up spending a whole bunch of time on characters and settings that you don't care about or don't know enough about yet to
care about.
Like some of the stuff I was reading recently, we've got all these factions of different people and all these different character names, and I can't hardly keep straight which faction is this person in, and whatever else, and these things are happening, and I know everybody's mad at each other, but I can't remember which one is, and there's all this. So it's just a lot of, I would love to see more Perrin. I would love to see more Matt. I'll let, whatever else. But anyway, we're not going to spend too much more time on any other major predictions that you have.
So last thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit was that I would love to see kind of a complete shift in the character. Either some good person like you talked about, Fail, switching from good to bad, or somebody else, one of the Forsaken, or somebody completely turning away from the Dark One and coming to the good side. I think that would be something that's real integral that maybe we couldn't see. That Robert Jordan is really good at dropping these little tiny breadcrumbs all along the way. and giving a lot of foreshadow. And so I mean, I may not be seeing it, and that's totally fine. I definitely am not going to see everything in this book. There's so much content.
I think Gawain is the older half brother.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a Forsaken or something, and this is why. Because I think he's going to be, because the way he describes the way girls react to him is exactly the way he describes it with Forsaken. And all these people fawning over him and thinking he's the most beautiful, amazing person in the world. That's my prediction there. And this is not a prediction, but I sure hope Galad dies. Because I really don't like his and Egwene's loves. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's no build up, dumb. I hope he dies stone dead. I don't know that that's going to happen, but
I also predict, unfortunately, that we're going to lose Lan before the end of this.
Yeah, that's plausible, very plausible.
Because they've already had their climax of the two of them coming together, just in this last book, in fact, and. We can't have something good not have something bad come later. There's got to be something. Maybe Nynaeve dies, but I doubt it. I think I foresee that she is going to be crazy integral in the last battle.
That's probably true.
Because I think her power is just off the chart.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what she.
Well, she's already one of the most powerful healers in ever. I'm also super interested.
Egwene, right? No, yeah,
it is Nynaeve.
It is Nynaeve. Yeah.
I'm also super interested to see Elaine's ability to create Angreal.
Oh yeah,
and what they're going to do, because that is definitely going to do some cool stuff with that. So yeah,
cool. Well, thank you guys for checking out the video.
We've stretched.
We have stretched. We'll take a little break and then we'll get back at it. But book 8 is to come. So give us a like if you liked it. Give us a dislike if you disliked it. Comment down below on your theories and predictions. If you're in the middle somewhere like us, hopefully.
Or some of your favorite or least favorite.
Yeah.
Up to book 7. No spoilers past there.
Try not to give us a spoiler. Even though we're giving you a bunch. No. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe down below if you haven't.
Yep.
And ring the bell. And we will drop more content for you guys. You guys have a wonderful afternoon.
Go roll the dice.
That's right. Bye.